Welcome to Atlanta Tarot. This is the tarot forecast for Taurus for the month of October, including late September 2025. So welcome, Taurus. We are currently in the zodiac sign of Libra. So it's all about karma, justice, balance, communication, lots of airy business. So we're in an element of air. So things can be very chatty and chaotic, but very sort of refined and sort of poignant as well, with the mental energy of ours in our head, that lives in our head. Okay, so you are in your eighth house, which is the house of receivership. So all things that you receive are really important this month. It's also, it belongs to Scorpio actually, the eighth house. So it's also about those deep dives that we do into our sexuality, our views on life and death. Very sort of deep energy coming through with the eighth house. Now, I would ask you, if you haven't liked or subscribed, please do so, because apparently the algorithm doing that helps the algorithm and it builds the channel, which we're all about. So please do so. Thank you. Let's get on with the reading. And we have indeed the card for Taurus, which is the Hierophant. Big card, big energy. So this is all about your moral compass. So how interesting that we're in the eighth house and we're sort of talking about morality. But we're human, so we do have those explorations into sex and death and money and all those sorts of things that we normally in our cultures tend to we can't talk about that because it's a bit too much. So moral compass is very strong. The Hierophant is all about how you feel about what is right and what is wrong in your life. It's also about, on a wider stance, it's about doing the right thing, obeying the rules really, because the rules are there for a reason, to prevent chaos, if you know what I mean. So that can kind of drift down to our personal moral compass as well, which is really important. Okay. So let's go into it, Taurus, and see what's going on. Sorry, this stuff. Oh, that stuff. I hate stuff on the thing. Where you are right now. So we have the Sun, another major card. So the Sun talks about illumination. So seeing everything for exactly how it is, no matter what. So it's a really interesting card for health as well. Health and well-being. And as we know, the Sun's a very powerful planet. That's one of its best attributes is healing and making people feel good when the sun's out. When it's not around, it's sort of a bit of a gloomy sort of situation, isn't it? So the Sun, what I'm getting here is illuminating that eighth house, illuminating those aspects of ourself and our moral compass and how we kind of deal with those eighth house receivership kind of, or taboo subjects as well. So that's a really nice card to have. So lots of illumination at the moment for you, so you can really see where you're going with this one. What has brought that on? The influencing card. Page of Swords. So things up in the air a bit here with this little messenger page. You may have ideas sitting there that haven't really formulated, but they're sitting up top, just brewing around and flitting around, and you're sort of thinking, yes, I really want to do that, but when will I have time? The answer to that question is you just have to make time. Make things that are up in the air solid, and as a Taurus, you will bring it down to earth, so to speak, and make it happen. So it's all well and good having all these fantastic ideas, especially in the time of Libra. But the next step is to actually make it manifest, make it happen. So whatever you're feeling this 4 weeks, just make it happen, Taurus, which is easy for you because that's how you run your life, basically. So So that's going to influence the whole reading. So that's interesting in itself. So get those ideas and put them into practical use for yourself. And you'll feel great because you can see things for exactly how they are. And you know where you're sitting with the Hierophant. You know your moral compass is strong. Okay, so let's see what was going on in August, September time. In the crowning card or the background card, and it still holds weight today. And we have the Magician. Wow. So he definitely is the manifester. He is the spirit messenger, so he brings things through us. We don't have that energy, basically, Taurus. The energy comes through us. So it's that risk card as well as potential. So moving forward and always knowing that any new endeavour is going to have that effect. You're going to have that duality of life where, you know, it's not going to be a smooth sailing, easy cut out sort of straight line sort of energy. It's going to come with learning and making mistakes and correcting them, and all those things sort of come together for sort of learning. But this is more on a spiritual level too. So it's looking like a really interesting 4 weeks for you guys with these big heavy cards here, heavy hitters, which sort of are the signposts for where you're going and where you've come from. And typical of Taurus energy, you know, just methodical plodding along and getting to the goal that you wish to attain. Beautiful card. So lots of spiritual energy coming through. Make sure you don't waste it or just use it. Make things happen that you're sort of dreaming about or thinking about, things that you haven't quite sort of made happen yet. Recent influences. Oh God. The Wheel of Fortune. So indeed the card of Jupiter, the card of Sagittarius, the card of growth and expansion. As we all know, Jupiter is the biggest planet in the universe, and when it's around, it sort of really does have that massive positive impact in getting things done. So with what alignment you've got already, you're looking at this as Jupiter, Wheel of Fortune's just come in. Now I might add too, as you probably know, this card doesn't show up all the time. It's almost like, you know, work, and then you get a massive right time sort of energy, and you get a result, and things just go from nothing to 100 in seconds. So using that energy too, but mind you, it's probably like a once a year thing. We sort of build up to that, and then the culmination, and then we go, oh my God, I've arrived, I've achieved it, it's great. But you've had Jupiter here who says, okay, you've put everything in there. So now the result comes back, and it's a good one. And if this isn't the case with you, well, there's always room for improvement to get that happening, and to, you know, get this idea off the ground, and sort of, because it looks good. It looks really promising. The lesson you're learning. Another big card. Justice. Very karmic at the moment, Taurus, so everything is there for the reason, and you made it happen, whether for good, negative or for positive. It's a very karmic type of a time, and it belongs to the zodiac sign of Libra. So how apt that we now have that as your lesson. So this karmic sort of energy coming through to sort of say to you, well, this is the total, sum of the total of what you've been doing. And because you have so many big, really fantastic cards, it's sort of saying, well, off you go. Use the time, you put the energy in, do it. And if you haven't, well, there's no time like the present to start, because these cards are looking so promising for what's coming up for you for the last quarter of the year. Okay, let's see, near future, what's that going to bring us? Ten of Swords, at the end of a difficult period mentally or in our heads, a sort of overthink. The Ten of Swords is, I call it the family curse card. So everything's finally, as with all tens, it's come to that culmination where, okay, this cycle is now complete. So stand there and look back on it and think, wow, I got through that. Didn't think I was going to. It was really excruciating and very draining mentally. But here you are, just coming into that wrap-up scenario that the 10 often brings to say it's done. You've sort of traversed that hole from the ace to the 10, and now you can go, whew, I'm glad that's over. So, excellent. If we go down here, we'll find with the what's happening you're not realising, we'll find, this is often where you'll find the answer to this question, or it's a very strong link, I feel, whenever I read. I always find out like the answer sort of sits in this 7th position here. And we have the Emperor. So very much about being on top of your game. Absolutely the discipline, the strategy, how you got here, the length of time it took to get here, the length, the energy that it took to get wherever you are, and whatever you've accomplished so far, which is really good in a way for Tauruses, because of all the zodiac signs, they tend to be very oriented in this medium, so they kind of know what it's like to start from scratch and just really plough on until the achievement has arrived. And as we see, another big card. So yeah, but then often we have to go trawl through this sort of air energy of, family curse. Why is this happening? Why am I being blocked? Why? But then you get that sort of says, well, because it's a journey. It's not just snap your fingers and you're an automatic success. As we know, especially Taurus of all people, it is a journey. So brilliant cards. I love it for you, Taurus. Let's see how others see you. 3 of Pentacles, spiritual learning. Who's the teacher? Who's the student? And this is how people are looking at you. You could be either, because Taurus will do that. They are willing to listen and learn about things they don't know, but they're also excellent teachers because they've actually had the Dharma, the real experience. So it's also a card of working well together, and very much a Taurian card because it's a Pentacle, so it's earthed, it's sensible, it's building on itself. It's like a foundation that's already built. It's interesting. It's like a sort of triangle, but it's sort of going upwards, isn't it, that card? If you're really into the visual interpretation, which I find fascinating, and I'm still learning that. But yeah, that's how other people see you. And I can attest to the Taurians I know, this is how they are. Always, the journey is all important to them and the achievement at the end, but it's the journey they love. Positive feelings. Queen of Cups. The energy, the female energy of using she is like a receiver. She's like a mobile phone tower. She just receives information. She rarely talks about it or dissects it or has an opinion on it. She just lets it, sort of a bit like the magician, she lets it come through her. So basically I interpret this as letting the information come through you, listening to people, and therefore that intuition becomes strong because you rely on how you feel, not what you think. And this helps you to move on with whatever you are doing at the moment. And it's really important to follow that intuition. I feel like if a lot of us did that more than trying to use our brain to decipher situations or to decipher decisions, using the intuition is usually, or the gut is usually 100%, because that's just how it is. So beautiful card. And very much Scorpio, sort of water card once again. that transformation card, that sort of transformation into using your intuition over your brain that sits in your head, that's an intellectual entity, really. Good for adding up and spelling and all that sort of thing, but not really good when it comes to sort of the nitty-gritty and how you feel about stuff. Okay, the final outcome. The Lovers, big decisions coming up. Big decisions coming up for you. Now, this can often pertains to relationships as the lovers. It's the other half kind of thing, or it's that need of human to have that match or that other half. But also it overriding that, I feel on a more deeper level, it talks about making really important decisions and sort of using all what you've got here, Taurus, which is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 7 major cards to know that you're on the right track and the timing's right. All these things really have to be sort of in alignment, as we know. So it's looking brilliant for you. I really shouldn't have to do a clarifying card. But you know, I think I'll just put one on that Page of Swords because he's the crossing card. He is the influencing card. So we'll see what's under the surface of him to see whatever this is that you need to bring in. This new sort of era, I suppose, or this new idea that you need to make manifest instead of just leaving it circling around in your brain space. The Raven, oh my God. Magic, coincidence, synchronicity, synchronistic events. So brilliant. I'll just read the most important parts of it. Still learning this, guys. It takes forever. When the Raven appears, it is a sign of magic, where coincidence and divine synchronicity bring surprising elements together. The Raven reminds you that on the path to wholeness, the magic of Avalon appears and all things become possible. If you feel hopeless or lost, you may need reminding that this kind of magic occurs in your daily life, even if you can't see it. Trust it to bring joy, understanding and fulfillment to your life, no matter what the present circumstances. Remember, believe in magic and you cannot help but see it. Magic lives within the belief itself. Expect the unexpected and be prepared to be amazed. I love that for you, Taurus. Thank you so much for listening, and don't forget to like and subscribe. It's free. Thank you.